Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by the shop. Another Screwy Tuesday. No machining in today's video, but we've got a couple things to talk about, and one of them's right here behind me. Alright, it'll be a short one, and hope you enjoy it. Come on. Good boy. Ham, you gotta get in all the videos? Huh? You gotta get in them all? Of course he thinks I'm talking to him and not you guys. Just a quick update. Still been grinding. Got a lot more to do. Got suspended yesterday with old blue going and new blue showing. And my buddy Chewy came over and was working, doing his own projects on the surface grinder yesterday. But it was a busy day, and also, you know, I had to tell myself, take your time and enjoy what you're doing. It's not a job, it's just an adventure. And so don't kill yourself. If you're getting pooped, which I was, then back away. But you can see we're getting a nice pile of grinding dust down there. Okay, saying goodbye to old blue. It's gonna go to Canada one of these days, right?
That's
right, Barry?
Yeah. Sooner or later, eh?
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later, eh?
Yeah, and I tried talking him out of leaving this forklift here so I could just keep it, but that didn't work. Well, here's a little shot of my new woodworking bench. And if you notice, the cabinet is no longer underneath the bench. While I was waiting for the guys to come pick up old blue, I says, well, I think I'll do this real quick. My assumption was that the cabinet underneath there was one piece, and it was backwards. The drawers and door were on the opposite side of the work area. So I said, I'm waiting for these guys. 4 bolts. The rails unbolt there, and 4 bolts, and pull it apart, spin it around. Well, it's your typical crummy stuff that's particle board, and it all comes apart. So I got me a job now. I was just looking to fill a little time, and now I got to build a new cabinet for underneath there. So another project to start. Well, while we're in the wood shop here, just show you a quick thing. See, I needed to cut these, and I don't have the actual attachment for my table saw for cutting those. So I looked online, and I saw a guy that made his own jig on a sled. Pretty cool, and it's adjustable. There's a little shot of him using it. And I said, oh, I can build one of those. I said, I don't have time to do that. So here's my solution. I've got a 6x6x6 square block that I picked up a couple of these, and it's drilled and tapped. So I put a stop in there at 15 degrees. That's what I need to cut the angle there, 15 degrees. I just have that piece of wood in there to show you as an example, and I don't need a jig. I just slide this right on my fence, and it works fine. It's safe and sturdy. So it was a quick machinist way to get some woodworking done. One other little item here in the wood shop. I was doing a glue up, and of course I needed a wet towel to wipe off the excess glue, and I remembered we got these guys, Huggies. So I don't have to go find a wet rag. They're disposable. Just pull one out of the pop open the top, pull out what I need, do my wiping, and that worked out pretty well, rather than running outside and getting some water on a rag. So that's a little quick way to keep that in the toolbox here, and I don't do that much glue up, but when I do, it'll be ready. We saw that old blue left the shop and got a new blue in the shop. It's a SouthBend, I think it's a 1001. It's an 8-inch by 18-inch lathe. It's a D13, so all of these chucks actually fit my Monarch also. And when I got it, it was having a problem with the tailstock was stuck. I fixed that, and currently right now there's a problem with the spindle. It's variable speed, and I think you can hear that. I think there's a problem in there. It's got a nice cabinet. Sorry for the handheld here, guys. It's got a nice cabinet that came with it. I got it on my car dollies right now so I can move it around my shop. And the price was right. My neighbor down the street is getting a new lathe, and he says, I want it out of here. It's free if somebody knows somebody. Well, I guess I know somebody, me. I was planning on spinning it and giving it to somebody, but then I realized this lathe will cut metric. So I think I'm going to fix it and keep it so that I can actually do metric threads. My first inclination was, geez, I always wanted a wood lathe, so this would be kind of a high-end wood lathe, but not bad. So another little project to work on. Something else to do here. Okay, well, I mentioned in the last video that this lathe has a problem with the bearings in the head, it sounds like. So let's take it apart, see what we got. See if we can get it apart. I've already taken off the main belt. Okay, pretty sure that's a set screw down in there. It's supposed to be. And I'm assuming, since it's China, everything should be metric. And I'm not getting a bite on a set screw there. This guy's got to be too big. Yeah, it's too big. I wish I knew on my GoPro how to snip at that real quick, but we'll learn that later. Ah, interesting. Set screw appears to be missing. Huh. When in doubt, go to the book. It looks like that's a threaded collar on there. Boy, this back of this spindle certainly is chowdered up. Someone's hammered on it. Okay. Well, that was simple enough. Okay, so we got a, oh, that's interesting. Whoever put it back together put it the wrong way. There's your spanner holes right there. Again, those are chowdered up too. Okay. Thought there was a thrust washer there. Well, maybe it's on there. And we got a spacer. Another spacer and a gear. Stack them all up the way they came off. Let's get a small screwdriver. See if we can get the key out. Get the key. Okay. Take the outboard spindle bearing flange off. Let's take that speed sensor off. Get it out of the way. Okay, got the speed sensor off. Little tray to keep miscellaneous items in. Okay, the outer flange. The bearing should just slide out of there. Okay, it's not going to. It's going to be a little bastard. A bigger hammer. It's not binding on the burr on the where the keyway is. It's not reaching that far. Ah. I see, said the blind man. So it appears that the inner race has been spinning on the shaft and the shaft is grooved. And that's what it's catching on as I'm trying to move the bearing out. Okay. And I get in here on the front. There we go. Well, that was easy. Whatever reason it wasn't coming. Okay. So these are just bearings that are just greased. Hence, they don't live. This one don't feel bad. It does look like the bearing might have been spinning on the shaft here, though. It's definitely scarred up. Huh. Alright, now how to get the front apart. That's an interesting puzzle. The D1-3 is integral, and we've got a spacer to hold that on there. Alright, let me do some figuring here. You have to sit here and watch me. If you were here, you'd smell wood burning. I'm thinking. Yeah, get the light over here. So you can see there's cap screws back behind there, 3 of them. And between, this is kind of like why you keep extra Allen wrenches, so you can make a wrench out of it. Between this guy and a ball nose, I'm getting it loose, and I can pull it all out of there. Success. It's out. So I think I got to get the bearing separated from the this shaft here, because it's a one-piece shaft. You come down here and look at the book there. It's a one-piece shaft, so I got to get that bearing off of it, but it's apart. Okay, got it over here in the press, and we'll get this guy out of there. Okay, there it is. And those are my the screws that I was fighting to get out. All right, take you over to the bench. Well, this is the front bearing here, and it says nice bold letters there, China, and it doesn't feel exceptionally bad, but you certainly could hear it. I got to put on a magnifier and look at the rollers, but it doesn't sound too sweet, that's for sure. So order some American bearings and make this an American model. See if it'll live.